Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 185 of a year of change. Today we're going to add another person to our YouTube ranks once again. Lately we've been focusing on people that are just sort of starting out, getting things going and trying to give them a little bit of encouragement. And this one sort of fits the bill. I shall explain. I think the hardest part for a lot of us when we actually start going, getting into any program, whether it's a diet or starting exercising at the gym, or even just sort of when we first started out, just tracking our calories and everything else, it takes a few tries to get going. It's a lot like smoking, where people will quit and then they start again, and then they quit and then they start again. And it usually takes a few times before it finally takes. And with a lot of stuff that we do, like with diets and weight loss programs, and it doesn't matter what you're on, if it's on supplements or, sometimes even surgery, that we try a number of different things before we finally settle on something that seems to work for us. Whether the progress is fast or slow, it doesn't really matter. We'll try sort of joining the gym. We'll go a couple of days and then we skip a day, or something will happen and we get a little more self-conscious than we already are, and we'll find an excuse not to go. Or we start tracking our foods and say, well, I don't really need to track that for today. I know roughly how much I have, and so that sort of slips by. Or we start a diet and we say, well, I'll have a cheat day, and then that bleeds into more cheat days. We're very good at creating excuses and reasons for us not to continue on what we're doing. And we've all done it. We all continue to do it from time to time. And it takes a few times before usually someone will find something that works for them. And that's one of the things that we've always sort of tried to put forward, that part of the reason why we add so many people is that what's going to work for me isn't going to work for you necessarily. And what's going to work for someone that isn't going to work for their sister or brother or whatever. Different things are going to work for different people, and it may not just be because one thing doesn't work and one thing does. It just might be that that's the 12th attempt that they've made, or this is the one thing that they feel they can stick with. When we first started tracking salt and fat and everything else, I had said quite a while ago that sugar was never my weak point. Sugar was never really my weak point. Mine was always salt. So I'm still struggling with that, trying to keep under a certain number each week. And although my salt intake itself has been drastically cut down, the sodium levels that I have are still fairly high. They're still above where they need to be, more times than they aren't. I'll put it that way. Although this week I actually did okay. Or last week, I should say. Anyway. So there are times that, we'll try one thing, it doesn't work, and we try another and it doesn't work, and we seem to get to that point where we think, oh, just nothing's going to work, what's the point? And then we just quit. The person that I'm adding today, her name, that's it, it's a new word. Her name is Mercedes Marilla, and you can see that there have been a number of attempts, that she's started in on this and saying, okay, well, I'm going to document everything that I'm doing. And then there's quite a period of time, and then she'll put up another video, and then there's 2 or 3 weeks, and she puts up another video. And you can see that she's sort of at the same stage that we've all been, that you're going to try again. And that's the main thing, I suppose, is that we can try and try and try, and although it may not take every single time, just the fact that you keep on trying is good. I was going to say it's good enough, but that sounded, I don't know if that was going to sound good or bad. It's keep trying, I guess is really what I'm trying to say. So it's been a few weeks since she posted her last video, depending on when you're watching this, actually. But as far as I can tell, she's still trying. She's still going. It's just a matter of, getting into that groove that we've been able to find. And so I think it's important that we sort of send a nice word out and just say, we are out there, we are still watching, keep it up. Even if it's not a matter of her being able to post every day or every week, depending on people's schedule, it's difficult to try to have a definite schedule. I've been able to do this each day, but it's because I have to, because if I don't do it each day, I'm going to fall off the wagon. So this is really what's keeping me going. But I mean, you can see that there's an attempt is made and then it doesn't stick, and then another attempt is made and it doesn't seem to stick. But there is still that underlying, I want to help other people sort of vibe that you get from it. And we've all gotten to that point where, we've tried one thing, it's going really well, and even for an extended period of time, that you might go for 2 or 3 months and things are going well, and then inevitably you sort of fall back into those old patterns. But with this, I think it seems to be anyway that in her more recent videos that it's getting to a point where she's sticking with it, that she may have found that groove that's going to work out well. So I think it's important in times like this that we do send out a quick little word of encouragement and just, let them know that they're not sort of doing this by themselves. And I know that we sort of do this each week. When we add someone, we try to do the same thing. But I really want to sort of reiterate that it's difficult, not just for YouTube stuff, but when you're on a diet or when you're on a program or if you've joined a gym, whatever it is that you've decided to do to try to lose that weight, it's rough when you don't have any support at all. I mean, she has the support of her family. She does talk about that in one of her videos as well. But it's a little different because your family and your friends, they're going to support you. You know that they're going to, it doesn't matter if you're doing well, it doesn't matter if you're doing poorly. They're going to say, keep going, you're doing fine and you're doing great. And if you do fall by the wayside, then they'll be there for you anyway, which sort of gives us that, well, it's okay if I don't actually succeed, because I know that at least they aren't going to say anything. For some of us, myself included, it sort of goes the opposite direction, that when we fail, we don't really tell anybody, because then we just think, well, then I won't bring it up, and because I know that they aren't going to say, oh, you're gaining again, so I just don't bring it up, and it should be fine. But it is difficult when you're trying something like this, and especially for those of us that have tried multiple times, because we go to someone that, whether it's family or friends, and we say, well, this is what I'm doing. I need to lose weight, so this is what I'm going to try to do. And they've heard it so many times before that, they've heard us try, oh, well, I'm going to try this new diet. Or we say, oh, well, you should join the gym with me. I'm going to join. And they know that we aren't going to stick with it. But they're still there for us, which does sort of help out. When we're first starting out. But again, everything really comes down to what we're really prepared to do. Whether it's us sticking with a gym or sticking with a diet, or what we're doing is just sort of doing a very slow, gradual change. Which for me is working. It's what's, I think, going to keep me on the straight and narrow, as it were. But, there is sort of a good and bad aspect to having support from family and friends. On the one hand, it's nice to be able to say, yes, you're doing fine, you're doing the best that you can, and seeing that progress and having them cheering you on. And on the other, when we inevitably stop, it's not necessarily beneficial to us to have them say, well, you did your best. Because really, it just sort of keeps us in that spot that we've been in for so long. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, her name is Mercedes. You can go up and take a look at some of her videos. And it's one of those things that, I'm going to send a quick message through as well. But it's not going to be, a daily video. She had tried to do every week or every 2 weeks. But, real life intrudes as well. But it's just nice to be able to see that there are people out there that are going through the same thing and say, we've been there. We've been where you are. Some of us still are. And even though I do this every single day, there are still days when I just want to eat everything. So it's not a matter of saying, well, just start doing this and get into a routine where you get up and you go to the gym every day and then you eat, bran flakes, and then in the evening you have a bit of steam for supper. Not steamed vegetables, actual steam. And it's not just a simple matter of getting into a groove and then saying, this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. Because we are human, and inevitably we're going to get to a point where enough is enough and we need to have a bit of a break. We need to relax a little bit. We need to go out and say, okay, I know I'm going to go over, or I know I'm going to have something that I shouldn't have, whether you go over or not. On Sunday, I did the same thing. I went out with friends, and not to, oddly enough, not to go party or anything. Went to a friend's house, and just there were snacks everywhere, and I'm good enough. I didn't go over. but I'm going to have some snacks. It'll be fine. My sodium is probably through the roof, actually, for Sunday. Anyway, so go up, take a look at her videos, send her a little bit of support. I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to send her a quick note just to let her know that we are out there. And, we've got a number of people that, we've got almost 20 people now in the YouTuber playlist of people that she can go to see what's going to work best, see what's going to help. Just same thing that we do with everybody, try to glean a little bit of information from everyone and find something, whether it's mixing and matching or just saying, okay, well, I'm not going to do that, but I'm not going to do that. Whether it's eliminating options or bringing more in, it's always nice to have that just available to you so that you can go in, take what you need, and that's what we're here for, basically, just to sort of share things back and forth. So anyway, go up, take a look. I'm going to leave this video here because I can already feel myself starting to repeat myself. That came out wrong. Okay. Anyway, that's it for this video, so thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.